Won't pay me for my cancelled event? Pay me to go instead. A few years back, I was working abroad for my company on a project and was away in California for 2 weeks, which turned into an unplanned 5 weeks due to various IT problems. This was 6,000 miles away from my lovely family and I was missing them. It was tough, but I was senior project lead in my company and there was nobody else with my skills to fill in. Relevant later. I had a milestone birthday present which was driving a supercars around a circuit for a day. This was a big birthday present from my wife and worth around about £800 at the time. This event needed to be booked way in advance and the voucher was valid for 52 weeks. Due to circumstances, I booked in week 50 of 52. Problem. Because the latter part of the unplanned extra 3 weeks overlapped the driving event day, I told my manager that I could not rebook as it was so late in and was non-cancelable. If my company wanted me to stay that weekend, they would need to compensate me for the lost event money. My direct manager was fine with this given how much I was sacrificing, but the VP of IT point blank refused, saying it was unethical to refund a present to me and I should just attend it. Okay then, Mr. Smartass VP. I will. Cost of flight back to the UK at short notice. Returning the next day was £3,700 plus £300 in taxi fees to get me to, from home per company policy. So just under £4,000 in company expenses instead of paying me £800. Smile. LMAO. Wow. Well, I guess at least you got to go. It's a lot easier to explain the travel costs than the reimbursement. It's dumb but makes 100% sense in a corporate environment. And all those airline miles as a bonus. From a bookkeeping perspective for an international enterprise, reimbursing a flight is way easier to do as it's a thing, rather than gift. My own company had people over in San Francisco from Europe on rotation and paid for someone to get back for their wife's 40th. Some of the responses here make me think. Tell me you've never had to deal with enterprise T&E without telling me you've never had to deal with enterprise T&E. Twist. The VP knew that paying you $800 and having you reschedule was just a roundabout way of saying, you're never going to drive those circuit cars. So he forced you to live your life to its fullest on company money. He's a hero. Whilst most comments seem to think that this was the VP making a stupid waste of £4,000, could it not also be that the VP saw an opportunity to give you a break from this 5-week isolation in extreme circumstances? £4,000 of company money is worth it for employee morale, sanity. The jet lag and stuff would have been an unanticipated hitch in this scenario. Maybe VP was being nice, getting you away for your birthday and have a break from your unexpected extended work event. Budgets. I'll bet that him paying you £800 would have had to come out of his budget, whilst all the travel expenses are in someone else's budget, maybe even chargeable to the client. Honestly, VP low-key hooked you up even though it cost them more. Glad you got to see your family and it didn't cost you any extra personally. I once had a project manager canceling a vacation trip with his wife voluntarily because the project was taking longer. I think the net costs were around €2,000, but it took us several days to figure out how to correctly reimburse it. We needed to pay an external tax specialist. All in all, it cost the company €5,000 and a lot of headaches. Also, the wife wasn't amused and our employee was in a lot of trouble. Very unhappy wife. Very unhappy employee. After that, HQ decided that book vacations are holy and always take precedence over projects. Also to better plan projects' timelines. How was the driving event? Could it be the VP actually wanted you to go home and visit family and not screw you over? Since I'm sure he's smart enough to understand the actual expense? I mean, just a thought. I'm surprised the VP didn't phrase it as, he has sacrificed enough for the firm. Give him a few days off and we will work it out with the client. VP sounds like the good guy here. Him giving you a time off instead of going back to work seems like it flew over your head. It sounds like the VP of IT forced you to take your planned vacation and be with your family. Feels like he understands the true value of time. Was VP actually a smartass? Seems like he has the biz pay for you to make the best possible use of the present. Keep your wife happy. And let you see your home, family, albeit Bryfly. Guy does you an absolute solid and you call him Mr. Smartass. The guy you call Mr. Smartass VP was actually Mr. Good Guy VP. I agree with him. It would have been completely unethical of the company to make you miss an important event. They got you there in spite of the costs. Which was best for you whether you asked for it or not. The IT VP was the one performing malicious compliance. Actually, the VP was correct. It makes sense to pay extra to avoid audit and/or compliance issues.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.